Hey everyone, doing a Facebook Live video like I promised here. A couple days after chemo. It, this chemo has it's like really bizarre because it has like a delayed response, like a delayed hit. So like you get it and you feel kind of crappy afterwards, like you feel kind of like comatose. And then right when you think you're gonna start climbing out of it, it just drops a hammer on you, like 3 or 4 days after. And that's when your counts and everything's crash and things, tend to go wrong. When your blood counts and everything go down to like almost nothing. So I'm like at that point now to where everything's kind of going south. So I'm doing all right. Hey Chuck, I love you too, brother. Miss you. I hope you're doing good up there, up north. Give me a call sometime. So that's where I'm at. Eating's still a big challenge. As you can see, I'm still pretty thin. I'm trying, but it's a battle. It's an uphill battle both ways on that one. And by the time you start getting to the point where you're able to eat things, you're getting hit with chemo again, and you just restart the circus all over again, back at square one. So it's frustrating, on that level. But you have to do it. By the end of your regimen, you're doing pretty good. I mean, you're doing really good and proficient at rebuilding and forcing yourself to eat again. So when you're not on chemo, you tend to bounce back and build up really quick because you have a lot of practice. Mentally, I'm hanging in there. I gotta hand it to the Army. As much as I hate to say it, they made me mentally tough. I don't know how I do this. I don't. I know I get that question a lot from folks is, how do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you continue to just tear yourself to pieces and suffer like this? I get that question a lot. And, it all started for me back in high school. I played football for a man called Don Bailey, and a lot of people don't like Mr. Bailey. I didn't like him either until my senior year, until I kind of matured a little bit, grew up a little bit, and I realized what he was teaching me and preparing me. It started then. The drive that I had, I noticed that I was kind of unique as a human being, that I had a lot of internal drive, I had a lot of self-motivation. And then I joined the service because I wanted to serve my country, and I wanted to be like my dad. And the Army molded and shaped me and refined that and made it bulletproof. It made it a part of me. I really excelled in that. And I have to hand it to them because they taught me well. As much as you hate them, you gotta give credit where credit's due. And that's how I do it. I don't know what quit means anymore. I don't understand quitting. To me, it makes no sense. And I don't understand failure, but I love failure because failure is a learning experience. The only time you should be ashamed of failure is when you fail twice at the same thing because you didn't learn the first time. That's when failure is bad. And that's kind of what I was taught. And then I had the honor and the privilege to serve with amazing human beings, titan among men, and they molded me at a young age and and taught me, basically who I am today. They taught me how to be the man I am today, and I don't give up. I don't. And, a lot of it too is that this fight is a lot bigger than just me. Like, you can see from like the GoFundMe account, like there's so much just outpour of support from everybody. Everybody, has a piece of this. Everybody's invested into this. I'm just the guy that has to do the walking. And as tough as that may be, especially where I'm walking and what I'm doing, I represent, all of you folks. I represent, what people from my area can do in this world. And, that's a tall order, and it's much bigger than myself. It's much bigger than just my life. It's hard to say. It's just bigger than me. So I can't give up. I can't afford to do that. I'd be letting so many people down. It'd be such a disappointment. And in a world where there's enough disappointment today, it's not going to come from me. And that's kind of what I have in my head. That's what motivates me the most, is folks like you, who help me out, who pick me up when I'm down, with your thoughts and your prayers, and your words of inspiration and just encouragement to just get back up and do things like that. I mean, that helps so much, more than you could possibly imagine. So that's why I continue to do what I do. And as bad as it sucks, I just got to do it, on a mental note, it's tough being down here. I miss my family big time. It's taken its toll on me, but I'm okay. I'm still pretty tough. It's a little chilly today, so my nose is running. I kind of nose hold on. Yeah, I get some here. But I do. I miss my family, like, terribly. And I miss my friends. I miss being home. You're sitting down here, just waiting to get a slot for this trial. Just have a lot of time to think, and that kind of works against you. Especially in a situation like this. Your thoughts and your brain are not your friend, because your body wants you to give up. Your mind, part of your mind wants you to give up. I mean, you're just so sick. You're just so tired. Your body aches. Your joints hurt. I mean, your bones hurt. I mean, it's just. There's only one, in my opinion, in my professional opinion of doing this for 12 years, there's only one disease that's worse than cancer, and that's ALS. Those guys, they don't even have a chance. And that's sad. At least in cancer, you have a chance to stand up and fight. Sometimes you stand up and fight, and it still doesn't work out. There's a lot of luck. There's a lot of, blessings. And if it's your time, it's your time. But, you can stand and fight at least with this. And, your mind, you got to keep your brain, you got to keep your mind in the fight. Otherwise, there's an old saying that I believe in, where your brain goes, your ass will follow. And that's the truth. And I've proven it time and time again. As long as I keep my head in the fight and stay positive and think positive and deal with the damage and just roll with the punches, the body tends to come around. As I get older, it's a little slower, and it kind of sucks. It doesn't bounce back as fast as it used to, and this body is so low and beat up right now that it's quite finicky. But nonetheless, it's still rocking and rolling, so I'm still in the fight pretty good yet. But you know, it's a mental game, and you got to be mentally tough. You got to prepare yourself to be a bigger monster than what you're fighting to win. And that's, you know, kind of what I've been doing. I haven't had much success yet. I mean, I have, because I'm still alive, but I haven't won. And, you know, for some physicians, being where I'm at and, you know, fighting for as long as I have, some physicians just say, well, we're looking for quality of life, and we're looking just to keep you comfortable, and, you know, we're treating just to see if we can, you know, make you last a little longer. I don't agree with that. And I've actually stopped physicians. I've actually gotten rid of physicians. I fired doctors. Fired them. Yes. I looked out of it. I said, your services are no longer required. You're not going to fit in this fight. You know, and I moved on to somebody else. I've actually fired doctors for saying this. And I don't believe that. See, I even to this day, after 12 years of fighting nonstop, I'm still going to win. Yeah, I'm going to win. I'm not here to stretch this out and see how far I could go, you know, in hopes of gaining just a few more years. No. I look at those as just setbacks. I'm going to beat this. I'm going to win. And I keep that in my head. And I keep that with my team and my doctors, and I tell them, we're going to win. We're treating to win still. We're not treating just to buy me more time, you know. And, you know, that's kind of another slice of how I do what I do, you know. I just refuse to quit and give up, and I refuse to accept that, you know, this is going to get the better of me. Now, it might. It's very real. It could. If that's the case, then I'm prepared for that. But it doesn't mean I have to accept it. And I'm not going to. I kind of had a bit of a shell shock in January when I came down here. And I got real sick and was put on the ICU. You know, in the ICU, I was put on a ventilator. And, you know, my memory's a little fuzzy of that because they put you on some wicked drugs. Like, I don't remember, like, basically, you know, other than fragments, you know, for the whole month of January. You know, just little fragments of memories here and there, but it messed you up, you know, and I was pretty bad. Obviously bad enough to be on a ventilator in the ICU. And I remember calling my wife before they took me and put me on the ventilator. And, you know, this is a little bit personal, but I remember I said a lot of things to her, which I'm not going to cover. I mean, that's between me and her. But one thing that I did tell her is that I'm going to work, and if there is any chance for me, I was going to fight. I was going to do what I do best. I was going to fight and give myself out. I had that chance, and I took it, and 3 days later, I came off a ventilator naturally, and the doctors, I remember one of the fragments of memory that I do have from that time is actually speaking to the physicians up there. They kept calling me Miracle Boy. And I didn't understand what that meant. But apparently, you know, when you go on a ventilator, the chances of you coming off are slim to none. Especially with the problems I had. I had my right lung lobe completely overrun by cancer. It wasn't working. And that compounded things in my left lung lobe, gave me pneumonia, and I had an infection in there pretty bad on top of everything. So my lungs were they were giving up. And they had to put me on a ventilator to help me out. And, you know, 3 days later, I came off of it on my own accord. So they called me Miracle Boy because you don't see that ever. And statistically speaking, you know, I am an anomaly just for that. And you know, they were so happy. I remember them being so happy that, you know, with the progress that I was making, because, you know, I was off the ventilator, and then not even 3 or 4 days after that, I was off of oxygen altogether. And then, you know, 7 days after that, being off of that, I started chemo again. That's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. But it just goes to show, folks, that, you know, no matter what your situation is, if you keep charging forward and you keep fighting with everything you've got, and you stay positive and you keep your brain in the fight, you can do amazing things. And I'm living proof. I am absolute living proof of that. Now, that is foolish, and it hurts. And it hurts a lot. I don't recommend doing what I do to anybody, because it sucks. It's a great weight loss program, but it comes with a cost. But like I said, you know, I've watched a lot of awesome people, and I get inspiration from a lot of things. Like, I draw inspiration from a lot of cool stuff. I obviously get inspiration from, you know, you folks and helping me out. I get inspiration from stories of people doing amazing things, and, you know, I draw inspiration from positive things in the world, and it's easy to motivate me. You know, like I said, I'm self-motivated, you know, by nature, so I'm able to do that. And for me, you know, it's easy. It's an easy decision to fight. You know, it's kind of what I do. And for some people, that's not such an easy decision, and some people don't make it. Some people you look at and you're like, hey, you know, they're big, they're strong, they're tough, they're young, they're gonna do a good job, and they fall apart. And then there's some folks that you look at and you're like, they're never gonna make it, and they blow your mind and end up beating it and winning. Yeah, it's such a humbling experience. And I say that, you know, truthfully, that it is humbling. I don't really, you know, I'm just riding this out right now, and you know, sometimes you reflect on how you got here and what you've done. You know, I'm just kind of doing that right now, thinking to myself, what in the hell would possess you to do something, you know, like, I don't know. I've been pretty lucky so far. I've been blessed so far, and it's scary because you wonder to yourself, you know, how many more times can I pull that trigger before the round in the chamber goes off? You know, that's a question that's always in the back of my mind. How many times can I play that Russian roulette game with my life and this disease? Hopefully this is the last time with this trial, and, you know, I hope that they learn so much. I know they've already started studying me, you know, just doing the chemo. He has quite the portfolio on me already. And what I've done down here so far has baffled them. And this is MD Anderson. I mean, these folks aren't any joke, you know. This is the premier cancer center in the world, you know. And if I made their jaws drop, I guess I am as weird as people say I am. Sucks to be that guy, but I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to be here, you know. But I hope they do. I hope they learn. I hope that something inside of me is a key to unlocking something. It has to be. Otherwise, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense on how my body was able to do this. And it does what it does. There has to be something inside. And I know that the physicians and stuff, the team that I'm with down here, they believe that. They believe that there's something inside of me that is the key to unlock something, because I'm just that weird. Just that bizarre of a patient. To be able to live this long and go through the lines of therapy that I have, and to be able to, you know, in the shape that I'm in to boot, which, you know, most people, including myself, say I'm not in great shape right now, but compared to what I'm supposed to be, yeah, I'm supposed to be in a grave a long time ago, so it's not bad. I'm gonna read some of these comments because I got some of my friends here. Yeah, Chucky. PA Scrapple. That's what it is. I think that's what it is. You know, the people from our area, from Pennsylvania, we're no joke, man. I mean, I represent you guys, and if I could do what I can do, you guys could do amazing things too. You just don't know it. You haven't been put in a position to prove it. I have. So, I mean, we're no joke up north, man. I'm here to prove that. I mean, I'm putting my money where my mouth is down here, and even trying to grow this beard, which it's kind of long. It's getting a little long, but it's kind of scraggly. I'm getting pissed with it, but I'm trying to have patience, you know, because I'm in active chemo right now, so I'm surprised it ain't 4 different colors and, you know, whatever, because it's done that before. Hey, my wife's on. Hi, Beck. Hi, I love you. Becky, Chucky's on, and so is Wayne was on too, but Chucky was watching. Yeah, you know, I'm just hanging out. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to build up. I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. Well, I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to see where we're sitting, because I haven't heard any status for like a couple weeks now of, like, you know, what's going on with the trial and the FDA and all that jazz. So I'm going to ask some questions about that. Hey, thanks, Connie. Hi. Connie Bobo, everyone. Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna ask some questions. So maybe Tuesday I'll do another video. Now, I do have some information to put out there. Now, this is information that I acquired of what this study does. A little bit of the science. It's like a little slice of the science that I'm going to share with everybody on what this trial does and what they can accomplish. So I do have that. I'm actually compiling that and putting it together and organizing it so that it, you know, doesn't seem like just like a bunch of random information that I'm just talking to you folks about. I am going to finish that up here in the next day or two. It's hard to find the mental energy to devote to that, but I'm honestly trying, and I should be done with that shortly. And it's going to be awesome to explain the science behind this, because it is truly awesome. It's an easy job for me. All I have to do is just put that information out there to you guys. It'll blow your minds what they can accomplish and what they're doing and the direction that this is heading. And then it'll kind of make sense on how I fit into the puzzle then with these drug trials, because like I have a purpose, and they're looking for specific answers that they can only get from somebody like me. So after I drop that information, excuse me, it'll all come together, and it'll click, and everybody will kind of understand. So I'm putting that together in a way that it's easily understanding, you know, easily digestible for everybody. I'm kind of breaking it down because there's like a lot of big words and language and stuff that I'm kind of, I don't even know what that stuff is. I gotta look it up and then simplify it and make it into like normal English so that I even understand it. So I'm working on that. I'm gonna get with Mickey. She's gonna help me. I would just like to say thank you to Mickey for volunteering to help me. We're gonna transfer these videos. They're gonna be on YouTube also. So that's gonna get out there, and hopefully they'll get more exposure and be able to help people out that are in a cancer fight, or any type of fight in life, period. Sometimes people draw motivation, which has already happened. It's already happened. I've already got comments from somebody that said that they're going through a rough time, not even related to what I've been going through, but they got inspiration from me and they were able to power through it. That's freaking awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about. So yeah, I'm gonna drop that information here shortly. Keep an eye out for it. That's all I got. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's taking a breather, appreciating things, and having some fun. Just do something fun. We got a million excuses today to stick to the grind and work and not have fun. Why don't we find a million excuses why we should? Think about it. All right, folks, that's all I got. I will talk to you guys, I think, like after maybe Tuesday or possibly Wednesday, when I'm going to drop some information and make another video. In the meantime, I'm just going to rest, try to focus on eating, and climb my way out of the hole that I got stuck in with the chemo. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on. All right. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, your thoughts, and prayers. Thank you so much for those who donated to the GoFundMe. That's still going on. I'm gonna continue to put the link down there for any newer viewers or anybody that wants to do that and go that route. I want to put that down in the comments. It's still going on yet, and just the amount of support that you folks have given me is just, I don't even know. I don't have any words other than thank you. I don't know the fancy words to say, but it blows my mind. You are all amazing, and it's a big inspiration for me to do this, and hopefully this works out. Hopefully they learn a lot. Hopefully it works out for me and my family. I just hope that it's positive results all the way around. So, all right, guys, take it easy.